Welcome back, dear viewers, to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I have refreshed my beverage and am ready to continue with Boobhammer the Wanderer, also known as Boobhammer the Shatterer. Our maces and flails skill is quite high, and that's good. We have a ton of artifacts, a ton of equipment. We're generally in very good shape this game. Deflect missiles, getting there. Not quite there yet. It'll be really nice once we have it. That plus our shield of reflection will make us quite strong against ranged opponents. Let's just double check. I think we're going to continue on with the depths. I kind of want to clear the depths out before I do Vaults 5 in hopes of finding a really good two-handed mace. A great mace. A great mace, in fact. You too. So that we can do the slime pits. I like to do the slime pits before Zot, if possible. The other thing we would need is either a source of resist corrosion outside of our cloak of preservation, or some more enchant armor scrolls so that when this gets corroded, we will be able to re-enchant it. Because it's great. I love cloaks of preservation. I think they're one of the best non-artifact items you can acquire. It provides you with resist corrosion / resist acid. It's the same thing. And conservation, which protects your potions and scrolls from freezing and fire respectively. Our Demonspawn mutation, we have level 2 of Ice Mail, which is going to be really cool when we get that 3rd level. It's going to be a big boost to our armor class. But the second rank of that makes us very good at protecting our potions. It's almost impossible for our potions to be destroyed by cold. So even without, many dogs of various stripes. Wargs, wolves, Raiju. We really don't have many. Oh, I did memorize Portal Projectile. When we do get a two-handed mace, we will probably stop using the shield, and so we can switch. We can have a more rapid rate of fire with our crossbow than we do now. I guess we'll just hang out. I'm not worried about this dragon particularly. Yeah, we're stronger than dragons by a considerable margin. Gold dragons are still going to be rough. Gold dragons are the big daddy dragons. Actually, probably big mama dragons. I would imagine that female dragons are as powerful, if not more powerful, than male dragons. I'm not really sure if gender is in fact a relevant factor with dragons, gender and sex. I'm pretty sure that just being a dragon is enough. It is not a species with a huge disparity between the biological sexes. I could be wrong. Huh, that would have been the safe staircase. I think I've experienced a similar depths level to this. There's like a big river throughout the middle of the level. Yeah. Fortunately, we learned the spell Fly, finally. We should have done it some time ago, but I don't know that we were really that good at casting spells. Spectral Hydra, looks like. Yeah. We'll chop this guy up. He's probably a good source of comestibles. Flight. Yeah, it's easy to cast. It's low level, and we've been training our charms in air. I switched over to translocations because I memorized Portal Projectile, which is really neat. It basically gives your ranged weapons smite targeting. We were drained by an Eidolon. Well, that's no fun. Let's refresh our flight, just to be safe. Fly across here. I kind of want to get... Yeah, I wanted to get to the other side so that I can fight this out. Without fear of falling into the water. You can scramble back onto dry land if you fall in a tile that's adjacent to dry land. I believe deep water is still insta-death. I mean, deep water with no surrounding land is still insta-death. The game is nicer about that than it used to be. There used to be many more sources of inescapable demises, particularly involving deep water and lava. It was a lot easier to drown and or be melted. Simulacra are, I don't know, they're not like skeletons exactly. Like, skeletons are just basically weaker versions of the species that they were from. I'm just keeping an eye on this situation and making sure it doesn't become scary. It isn't yet. We've got a lot of zombies and demons and stuff around us, which is kind of rough, but I think we're doing just fine against them. Yeah. Iron Dragon Zombie. No wonder that was tough to kill. Iron Dragons are strong. They're very strong. They're much stronger than Ice Dragons and Fire Dragons. They breathe like a metal splintery thing, which obviously the zombie wouldn't have. But yeah, a lot of armor, very, very high armor class, a lot of hit points. Anyway, so yeah, geez, what was I talking about just before that? Oh, Simulacra, yes. Simulacra can be dangerous because they are, they're cold-based. Yeah, statue. Okay. That's why we have this Wand of Disintegration, after all. We should probably be attacking the heavier Hydra first. We don't have to do anything about that statue if we don't want to. Unless we really are hankering for that Potion of Restore abilities, which, I don't know, I'm generally not too concerned about getting. Ah, Flayed Ghosts, so scary. Okay, so our skills are getting pretty good. How's Deflect Missiles coming? 77%, we're getting there. Slowly, slowly. I don't know how many spell levels we have available, but presumably soon enough we will have enough to memorize Haste as well. Another Flayed Ghost. Man, both of those at once would have been terrifying. These little mini vaults are cool. I really like the depths. I love its design. I love its power level. I think it's an excellent, excellent change to the game. I think it's a great way to keep this game fresh and healthy. It used to be that the dungeon went levels 1 through 27, which was a lot of levels of the dungeon, and it was kind of difficult to gauge how strong things were going to be. Because that's a lot of gradients, and sometimes it could kind of spike up and then back down, so it was sort of difficult to tell when you were ready to continue moving in the dungeon, as opposed to doing branches. This, I think, is much clearer. Like, there's a very clear line between... now it goes dungeons 1 through 15, and then depths 1 through 5, before the Realm of Zot. And I think it's... the delineation between the power levels is much sharper. It's much more of a bright line than kind of a wavy thing. Like, the depths are hard. They're definitely hard. If you can't do vaults 1 through 4, I wouldn't go beyond depths 1. Is kind of my guesstimate. Like, if you can do the depths around the time that you can do the early branch endings, like Shoals and Spider's Nest and all those. We've already done, by the way, we've already done Shoals and Spider's Nest. That's probably why I thought of those two. Morningstar, almost definitely not good enough, but we'll try it out. Oh, we can't even wield it. Holy Wrath. Bleh. We are a demon. We care not for the trappings of angels. But we are not accepted by our hellish brethren. Demonspawn are cool. I like them a lot. The mutations, the good, the always good permanent mutations is just really cool. Ah, Gateway to the Abyss. We can go into the Abyss kind of at any time, I think, now. I want to wait a little bit longer. I want to definitely clear out the depths, maybe do Vaults 5 first. The only real reason to go to the Abyss is for the rune, and for experience, if we want it. We may do some Abyss training, which I don't love doing, just because it's kind of boring, and slightly dangerous, and it can use up your resources. But at some point, we're going to want to get the rune. The other reason why I'm considering doing the Abyss at some point is to switch gods. That's awkward. Oh, also, there's Zetahwa. Or Extatwa. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's an ancient and mighty dragon. We should be okay against it because we have a Whip of Cold. It is susceptible to cold, etc. Yeah. Easy. I did look it up. Zetahwa's corpse can provide a dragon hide, but it is just a normal dragon hide, even though it is inscribed with its name. It's not special in any way, which is really too bad. I would like it to like turn into an artifact dragon armor or something. But you know, if I had my druthers, a lot of things would be different. A lot of things would be different around here. So instead, we'll sacrifice it. Something attacks our mind. Can we disintegrate via smite targeting? No. Okay, so that's just kind of a wash. I don't know that I really want to wade in there and attack that statue. Oh, yikes. That, my dear viewers, is a tier 1 demon. It can torment us, it can drain us, it can hit us with cold. It is definitely one of the most terrible denizens of the many hells. Let's shut this door. That gives us a turn to do something before it can hit us again. What is it that we want to do? Resist negative energy seems nice. Taking off this stupid ring of sustenance seems great. Yeah. That's kind of dumb of us. Oh well. Well, at least our hunger clock hasn't been advancing as rapidly. Har, har, har. What else should we do? I think finesse first. Yeah, and then heroism. Okay. Alright. That was definitely doable. We can kill a Shadow Fiend. Good to know. Without really any trouble, actually. Oh, hold on. I'm going to return to here and fly across that little stretch so I can get all that delicious gold. Not that we found anything neat in shops particularly. I think there are maybe a couple of books that we could take advantage of. And just fly over here so we can... geez. I want to continue exploring, but I don't want to mess with that orange statue, really. Orange statues do weird things. I don't know, they attack your intellect, like your intelligence score, and they're just weird. I don't know. I guess best way to approach it, the absolute best way to approach it is to dig through here. We might actually just dig down here and see if we can't go around it, now that I think about it. Wands of digging. Not always useful. Sometimes incredibly useful. We can just kind of dig a nice little path around it. I don't know if it's, you know, any good. Oh, yeah, we can't get into that room. Okay, whatever. Well, there might... what's it sitting on top of? Another potion of restore abilities. Okay, well, I don't see any strong need to kill that statue. I think the last level I had like this, the last depths level of this flavor, both the statues were just sitting on a potion of restore abilities, and there was nothing else in the area that they were protecting. We'll just hang out here. Not worried about those bolts of fire. We can deflect and or reflect them. We're strong against bolt type attacks. Ranged missiles of most sorts. There are some things like, I don't know, maybe Hellfire would be problematic, especially since that cuts through our fire resistance fairly effectively. Um, Fireballs are bad. Really don't want to fight multiple Emperor Scorpions. Let's finesse and heroism. This is rough. I hate Rakshasas. He's just making more dudes. And we don't even get to get the experience from them, I don't think. Etten is more dangerous than the Emperor Scorpions. Ah, jeez, just all the Emperor Scorpions. Alright, let's get out of here. That's just too many Emperor Scorpions. Way too many. I mean, we probably would have just fought them for a while. Okay, bolts, whatever. We dropped all of our bolts except our steel bolts. I figured we can always grab more if we run out. We're not going to start a fight without any bolts. We're not going to get surprised by running out of ammunition. There's a ton of ammunition around this particular run, and we haven't been using it for much of the game, and we certainly, when we were using it, weren't using it in a manner that it was likely to be destroyed in. Which our crossbow now, of course, does destroy it every shot. We can't cast that yet, can we? No. So we'll just cast repel missiles. Good to have when we're being hit by all these Yaktars. I mean, I'm not super worried about them anyway, but you know, it takes a turn, and oh wow, we're actually getting chunked down pretty hard by, I guess, these guys with might on them. Ugh, by these Yaktars, apparently. Ugh. That was... I'm glad we... Oh, there's still a deep troll there. What are we even doing? We're so bad at this game. Sometimes. And when I said we, I meant me. I'm bad at this game sometimes. More often than I should be. We don't have any source of regeneration. That's too bad. Should have put on the Ring of Sustenance, I guess, before we started our long, long rest back up to max hit points. We were pretty beat up there. I'm half tempted to go back down those same stairs and just clear out the rest of those guys. Oh, except I went down different stairs, and that's probably the smarter option. Although we were just blocked out of it with this grate that was destroyed by a deep troll doing some excavation. Interesting. I'm not scared right now. We should be fine. I mean, dragons are nothing to sneeze at, but I feel like we're well equipped to deal with them. We have 30 armor class, which is strong. Average reduction of 15 damage per attack. And dragons tend to be more like lots of strong attacks rather than one insanely strong attack. We're going to keep boosting intelligence. We got a point of strength out of our growth as well. Multiples of 3 and multiples of 4, I think, are when we get our points. This is just a runed shiny chainmail. Yeah, there's no way that that's anywhere near as good as what we're using. There is like a 0% chance. I'm not even going to try it on. That was a good chunk of piety, I guess? Why do we not have max piety? I guess we rested for so long that he got bored with us? Oh, we've been using finesse a lot. That's probably it. Ow, stop hitting us. Yeah, we had to rest for a really long time, and then we used heroism and finesse. Okawaru actually does have a fairly fast timer. You lose piety with him fairly rapidly if you're not doing anything. Yeah, we're fine. Still fine. Still fine. Okay. But fortunately for us, being at less than maximum piety with Okawaru doesn't actually hurt us. Um, it's not like Chebriados, where your benefits start to decay as soon as you get away from the very max levels of piety. Okay, good. We have 2 scrolls of enchant armor now, which means slime pits is an option because we can just go with like a 2-handed weapon, take off this shield of reflection, although it is resistant to acidic corrosion. But mostly, like, this will keep us safe. And we have a lot of artifacts. This is completely immune to corrosion, as is our whip. Oh, that's another strong demon. We're okay, though. Hill Giant Zombie. I bet there's another entrance to the Hells in here, or Pandemonium, possibly. Repel missiles. Deflect missiles is getting there. So translocations I think I'm going to turn off at this point. Portal projectile is strong. This will be better again once we get a 2-handed weapon, so we can more easily swap between our crossbow and our melee weapon. Once we get this up to snuff, we will definitely forget reflect missiles, or repel missiles, rather. Huh, a mimic Pandemonium portal. I guess it confused the demons as well. Or maybe it was a trap they cunningly plotted to snare us with that mimic. Okay, I'm hungry, I get it. Ooh. Let's try that on. 9 extra mana points, 4 extra strength. What else does it do? That's it. Okay, well, I guess that's a thing. That might be useful, like, super late game, I guess, when we just want straight up magic points and we have resistances from everything else. Doesn't seem as good as... I mean, I guess in conjunction with this, it's okay. Is it better than +5 evasion, though? Our evasion is 19 anyway. The extra strength is nice and very relevant for our maces, although not as relevant right now because we're wielding a demon whip. It's mostly weighted towards dexterity. I mean, we're not even really casting spells all that much right now, but our spell power is decent. It's not the worst. I don't think I want to wear it for now. I think I want to keep the evasion on until we get our dodging a bit higher and our fighting a bit higher. I kind of want to stop training charms and just start training air magic instead. I think that haste would be probably not castable, actually, now that I think about it, but I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see. Let's take out this Rakshasa. I think that's the one that was bothering us earlier. It was wearing our Okawaru armor. I'm really feeling like Okawaru is starting to kind of drop off in usefulness. Not a ton, but I think we're starting to get there. I don't know if I'm going to abandon him before or after we do Zot. That's really the big question. I mean, we can probably do the extended endgame with him. I just think we'd be better served not doing that. The mage dug through the wall there. That was clever of him. Allowed his allies to attack us. Eat this troll. That scroll of enchant weapon one we can mess with in a second here. I think we have resist electricity. No, we don't. Yikes, actually, this is kind of dangerous. Not too bad, though. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, enchant weapon 1 we're going to use in our demon whip, of course. Once it gets up around +7, it's not likely to enchant much further. It takes a lot of scrolls to get to that +9, which is the max for this weapon. Other weapons can be enchanted beyond that. Demon whips That just is the maximum. Okay, good. No draining. That's partly a function of our uh, very good resist negative energy from our necklace and our armor. Our necklace we can swap with clarity or resist cold depending on what we face. I say this partly to remind myself, as well as you, dear viewers. You probably remember things better than I do, since I'm yabbering away. A quicksilver dragon and a swamp dragon. Oh, a shapeshifter. Okay. Well, that got way easier when it switched to the spider. We have so much gold. We have just absurd amounts of gold and nothing to spend it on. There's just been nothing interesting in the shops. I guess we could always go pick up the... I shouldn't have opened that door. That was foolhardy of me. Let's step here. Yeah. Okay, cool. Maces and flails, 22. That's good. It's very good. Getting up towards 27. If it's at 27 when we reach Zot, we'll be in good shape, and I'm positive that it will. Fighting at 15, that's probably a little low. I probably should have turned that on a lot sooner than I have. He was wearing a fire dragon hide. Okay. Whatever floats your boat, buddy. It makes me wonder if I shouldn't turn off magic completely. I really want to be able to cast deflect missiles, though, so I think I'm going to get air magic up a reasonable amount. Up to level 10, it should be castable then. And then we'll just, like, focus fighting, maybe. Something like that. It's not huge, but, like, at experience level 24, each rank of fighting gives us 3 hit points. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, each rank of fighting, each skill rank of fighting gives you 0.125, so 0.125 hit points. So every 8 levels of experience of character, every 8 character levels give you 1 point of health per point of fighting. So we're at 3 each. So basically each point of fighting we get gives us 3 more hit points, and so total we get 36 more at current level, and that'll go up a little bit. I forget what the total is, but I'm sure I could whip out a calculator and figure it out. Oh, this was dumb. The flayed ghosts are just gonna shred us down. Huh. Let's teleport. Let's finesse. I really shouldn't be fighting here at all, because I believe they can continue to flay us. Yeah, we're just going to get out of here. Okay. Yeah, see, we weren't actually damaged by the monsters, hardly at all. It was those flayed ghosts that were just ripping us up. Alright, let's get repel missiles up. And let's cast portal projectile. I don't know how many shots it'll last for, but I want to be able to smite target. Okay. It didn't actually last all that long, but we can just cast it as soon as we get into view. Alright, yeah, we're casting it now, so that we can guaranteed hit these flayed ghosts. It also somewhat increases the accuracy of our shots, which is nice. Though our speed with them would not be that great. Look, our blood is still just spattered all over this floor of the dungeon. So gross. Ooh, an amulet to resist corrosion. Okay. Well, yeah, but that's our source of resist mutation. I was about to get really excited because I was thinking we could do the slime pits, but we need both resist corrosion and resist mutation for the slime pits. There are things that mutate us that are very bad. We don't want to be malmutated prior to encountering orbs of fire, because they will have a fun enough time doing that on their own. But we also desperately need... Oh, well, yeah. I guess we can use it as a backup in case our cloak gets unusable, like, gets corroded down to a -5 or something. Okay. Looks like we're almost done here, except for this lich that we really want to kill. I don't know if all liches do it, or just Boris and ancient liches, but at least Boris, who is that unique lich, respawns sometimes. Um, kind of, it's a low chance, but it can happen on other levels. And that'd be rough if all undead, if all varieties of liches can do that. Just never be free of their ancient evils. Where is our deflect missiles? 61. Not awesome, but better getting there. Looks to be about 6% increase per rank of air magic, maybe at this point. I don't know. Hard to say. Gold dragons are tough. Gold dragon armor, which we don't have access to still, is very good. You can't cast spells in it, really. It's got a very high encumbrance rating, but it's great for like heavy melee dudes and dudettes and others, because it, first of all, it gives you resist fire, resist cold, and resist poison, which is just insane. That's a ton of stuff to be on a single piece of anything. Ooh, that's an evening star. By golly, I hope it's an artifact evening star. This is the little vault surrounding the entrance to the realm of Zot. Ah, yeah, it is. It's an artifact evening star. This is what we've been hoping for a long time. I hope it's a good artifact evening star. That would just be the best. It looks to be okay. It's not awesome. We can't use it all the time because of that hunger. But +7/+3 isn't terrible. We'll keep an eye out for a better one, but that's doing 2 more damage than our whip. And it's useful against things that are resistant to cold. So that's the main reason why we would switch to it. As it stands, it's not good enough for us to use over the whip. 2 extra base damage, or 2 extra effective base damage, is not worth the hunger price of just carrying it around. And switching to it takes half a turn, so we don't care all that much. Wow. Draconian Scorcher. That's apparently tough. Can we cast this yet? Ooh, almost. Getting there. Draconian Zealot, Ice Dragon. There's that Scorcher. Yeah, we have a good set of resistances. We have an excellent set of resistances. I'm going to be really excited when we get another source of sea invisibility and I can take off these stupid boots. It's kind of cool that dragon flesh is not contaminated. Like, it's very healthy for you to eat dragon flesh. Gives you a lot of nutrition. I guess, of course, it gives you a lot of nutrition. What am I saying? Stasis. That's situationally useful. There's our door to the realm of Zot. We can't go in yet because we don't have 3 runes. But we'll get there. I am confident. Unless Vault 5 gets us, we should be okay. Let's actually switch to our Hellfire. Get a couple of rounds of that in. Huh. Everything's all berserked. But we've got a nice little choke point here. We did have a nice little choke point there. Let's get back into our nice little choke point. And let's just haste ourselves. Yeah, we're going to learn the spell haste eventually, so we can use some of these. Ow! Airstrike. That's rough. Let's teleport. And heal ourselves. That situation was very manageable before they widened this hallway like crazy. Turned it into a potentially fatal situation. Though we're still alive, and we actually got a kill in there, which is nice. Ah, and we teleported to somewhere safe. Thank goodness. Let's just eat this apple. Man, they're just chewing through the dungeon, sounds like. Just blasting away. It's really crazy. Alright, well, let's hope we don't run into another crazy life or death situation like that. We'll eat him. Another scroll of blinking is always nice. I thought I had more scrolls of blinking, but bastard swords are the strongest one-handed weapon. Strongest one-handed sword, at least. I guess it's not as... I guess it's the same stats as an Evening Star. Huh. I guess it gets a better benefit if you have high strength and dexterity. I think it's 60-40 strength dexterity weight. So if you have lots of boosts to both of those skills, it's a higher overall damage, I suppose. Merfolk Javelineer. We want to get closer to him. Good. That Etten kindly stepped into us, or stepped into the line of sight of that Javelineer. Not that Javelineers are super scary to us with our awesome missile reflection and repellent, soon to be deflection. It's just so much better. It's so good. I'm glad that we have that spell. I'm very glad. Absolutely worth training the spell skills, I think. Because we're a melee character. It's tough for us to deal with things that can hit us from afar multiple times before we can close. This gory battlefield. Blood everywhere. Creepy. Ooh. Might be able to buff up our demon whip here. Maybe? Yeah! It's strong. It's a strong whip. I like it. Ashanzari is another one of those gods that's really good to worship early game and then switch away from in the very late game. Once you've used his ultimate ability, or her ultimate ability, which transfers experience from one skill to another without you having to do anything. So you can basically swap up your entire character build late game to meet changing circumstances and the gear that you've acquired. Like if you found an insane executioner's axe like we have, no problem. We just switch from maces and flails to axes. No big deal. Uses a bunch of piety, but that's not a problem really. And then because like the only way to gain piety with Ashanzari is to explore. Once you've explored most of the game, it's you can't get any more piety, so you just abandon her and switch away. The Ashanzari's Wrath is also not the worst. What is Infernal Demonspawn? I think this Reaper is more dangerous to us. I'm sorry, my brother, that I had to slay you. Fellow Demonspawn. Gelid Demonspawn. Ooh, that's a creepy one. This is cool. I don't think I've seen these sort of Demonspawn variants before. That's really neat. Maybe they've existed for a long time and I've only recently... maybe they're only in Pandemonium or something. I haven't spent a lot of time in Pandemonium. I've sent like one character there and he kinda died. Alright, let's get Portal Projectile going and, yeah, start blasting these guys in the back line. Portal Projectile is really cool. Just being able to use enemies' meat shields against them It does take a small amount of mana each time you use it, but that's fine. I mean, we're not... Our primary sources of damage are not spells. Our primary sources of damage are our awesome crossbow and our demon whip. Man, a Bardiche is a strong polearm. It's the only polearm that's really any good. I mean, demon tridents are okay too, I guess, if you want to do a spear and shield kind of build. But I just find polearms in general to be the weakest of the weapon types. If you could reach through your summoned creatures to attack things over their heads, it would be one thing, but you cannot do that, unfortunately. At least not in this version. Pretty sure. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing some trick that allows you to do that efficiently, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, so that's it for the depths. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, head back to our stash, do some maintenance there. But I will see you next time for, I don't know, maybe Vaults 5, probably the Abyss, maybe the Slime Pits. We shall see. But thank you for watching, dear viewers, and hug your parents. They love you.